Hello, hello, hello to everyone out there. I'm Poetic Heretic, and today we are trying something that should be fun. Yes, I'm finally doing one of these pick a card type streams or tarot readings, and so here I am doing this live. This is going to be for the upcoming new moon in Cancer at the very end of the sign of Cancer, and really focusing on what is the message, the universal message for you during this new moon and for the entire upcoming lunar cycle. So, first of all, know that this new moon will be opposite Saturn, and that is one of the things that makes it so interesting. And makes a stream like this, a live reading like this, very valuable, is that this is a new moon that, generally speaking, is going to incorporate a lot of Saturn themes for people. In other words, themes of responsibility, of looking at reality, of establishing order and structure, of things moving into form, and perhaps like new forms created. Hey there, Kai. Welcome to the stream. And so, keeping all of that in mind, all of these Saturn themes, we're going to do this reading. And the way we're going to do it is I'm going to ask you to pick a color, one of 7 colors, one of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, or violet. Or if you want, you can pick multiple colors. You don't have to just pick one. You can pick several if you prefer. But like whatever color kind of feels right to you or resonates with you, pick that, and then that will correspond to the card that we draw. Like each card, one card for one color, in other words. So we're going to do that right now. Got my Rider-Waite Smith deck of tarot cards here. I'm going to get them ready. And the new moon, I know it's in the title of the stream, but in case I didn't mention it already, is indeed on July 20th. So technically 5 days from where I am in the Eastern time zone right now. So July 20th. All right, so let me make sure everything looks good here. All right, here we go. So we would like 7 cards, one for each of the colors I've already named: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. For the upcoming new moon on July 20th, and what message the universe has for everyone out there, everyone who ends up watching this, regarding this new moon. So one card for each color: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, for a universal message. Let us see what we get. And there we are. All right, let's check this out. So, for those of you who chose red. We have the Two of Pentacles. So, themes of risk-taking, themes of spending some money in order to make some money, themes of, indeed, with the opposition to Saturn, it makes a lot of sense, taking on new responsibilities. Let's see, what else? Perhaps having to, as the imagery implies, juggle multiple responsibilities. And so there may be some element of stress involved, but at the same time, this is like really also emphasizing a new beginning. And of course, every new moon is a new beginning, but a new beginning, again, perhaps having to do with money and or taking on new responsibilities or taking risks, perhaps, especially again when it comes to making money, like business investments, this sort of thing. So that is what we have for those of you who chose the color red. Hello there, Prachi. Welcome to the stream. If you're just joining, we're doing pick a card for the message the universe has for you for the upcoming new moon. You can pick red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, or violet. For those of you who chose orange, we have, how nice is that? The Nine of Cups. So, themes of contentment, of fulfillment, of satisfaction, and especially, again, considering the new moon's opposition to Saturn, this idea of satisfaction, of, I would say, acceptance of what is, really comes into play. So typically this card is a card that is very much associated with getting a yes, the answer being yes to whatever it is that you've been wanting or wondering about, that sort of thing. And I think that applies here as well, but especially, again, sticking to our focus on the Saturn theme with this new moon, this state of satisfaction is really the best way I can describe it. Just sort of being at peace with what is and feeling the delicious contentment of that. So that is what we have for those of you who chose orange. All right, yellow. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. So, Eight of Cups reversed. This is a time, interesting how this also very much fits with the Saturn theme, of having to make sacrifices or of having to release or let go of things that are not good for you, of having to walk away from situations that are not good for you, even if it's particularly painful. Also, I would say if you chose yellow and got this card, this is really, really, really a time where you don't want to have unrealistic expectations. In other words, you want to try to look at the reality of things as best as you can, because if you try to indulge in wishful thinking at this time, it's not going to turn out well for you. You know, sometimes I'm of the opinion that sometimes, maybe even a lot of times, a little wishful thinking doesn't have to be a bad thing. You know, we can imagine things how we want them to be and then try to create that. But this card is telling me if you chose the color yellow, that this is not the time for you to do that. Instead, you want to try to look at reality and think in a more logical, strategic sense. How can you change it to be what you want it to be, essentially? Hello there, Mahi Prasad. Hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome to the stream. All right, so we have red, orange, yellow. If you chose green, oh wow, you got none other than the Strength card. So, using your mind to tame your darker emotions, emotions like anger, emotions like intense sadness, jealousy, disappointment, perhaps even, using your mind to make peace with those emotions. That is the theme for you, for those of you who chose the color green for this upcoming new moon on July 20th. How do I put this? So It's also like representing a time of having faith, especially faith in yourself, of having strong character. Um, it is, again, as the imagery of the card itself implies, it's a time where you don't want to try to force your darker emotions to come into a place of alignment or stability or anything like that in any way. Instead, you want to approach them from a kind, gentle, compassionate perspective, which I think is just plain good advice when it comes to working with your emotions anyway, is you need to try to understand them and gently tame them, not try to harshly bring them into line. That's the last thing you want to do. And so just like we see with the imagery in the card, you see that, let me see if I can get it to maybe focus for us. I don't know if it will or not, but you can see that the woman is with great ease and with great gentleness, like gentle but firm, taming the beast. And the beast actually looks quite happy to be tamed. And so the woman in this scenario represents you, or perhaps your mind, and the beast represents your darker emotions. So that is what we have for those of you who chose green. How's the stream doing? Looks good. All right. For those of you who chose blue, we have the Page of Wands reversed. So, Page of Wands reversed, perhaps a time to take things a bit easier, to relax any insistence that you might have on getting new inspiration or becoming very enthusiastic about things. Like, it's okay to not be super enthusiastic all the time. You know what I mean? It's like it's okay to not constantly be oh so excited about the next new idea that you have, even if you're a highly creative person. It's okay to step back and relax for a bit, which is kind of new moon energy anyway in many ways. So now, in perhaps a more negative sense, this also might suggest that the new moon opposite Saturn is putting a bit of a dampening on your enthusiasm, or is creating delays for your creative endeavors. Perhaps you will find that this lunar cycle is one where it's going to take longer than usual to develop your creative projects or whatever you're working on, but the results will be larger. They'll be more impacting because you went through that more difficult or arduous experience, or you just went through those delays in general. You know, that's how Saturn works. For those who are unfamiliar, is it slows things way down and it makes things really difficult, but the results end up being so much more powerful because of it. All right, so we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue. For those of you who chose indigo, we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. So maybe some feelings of insecurity or like instability, maybe even some financial instability you could be looking at. So I'm trying to make this clear. I'm trying to make the card upright as I'm watching it on my screen. It's mirrored for me, so it's a little difficult, but yes, experiences of potential insecurity, of feeling like things, especially financially, might not be secure for you. There may, in fact, with the Saturn theme, I would say be like a new responsibility that you are being asked to take on that you're not entirely on board with, or that you don't feel completely secure about, and it feels like it's throwing you off on some level. And so I would say, well, if you think that may be the case in your life, then be aware of that, know that that is coming, and do your best to accept things as they are. Again, this is all Saturn stuff, Saturn themes that we're looking at with this new moon, and acceptance of what is highly Saturnian. It's very much a Saturn theme. And so if you want to get on Saturn's good side, that's one thing you can do, is try to accept reality, essentially. Don't resist it. In other words, accept what is. Also, of course, themes of responsibility and stuff like that we've already been over. And I think that would be particularly beneficial for those of you who got this card, because when we're looking at it upright, even though, yes, in a negative sense, it can represent rigidity and things of that nature, it can also be someone who is sort of very secure and focused and accepting of what is. So that is indeed my recommendation for those of you who got indigo. All right, for those of you who chose violet, the final card, you got none other than, wow, this is quite fitting for our theme here. The King of Pentacles, robustness, strength, stability, security. This new moon for you should be, I think for you, it's going to be one of the easiest times out of all the cards that we've drawn here. You could be looking at new beginnings in the area of work and money, of any kind of hard work that you're doing. If you are asked to accept a new responsibility or something of this nature, you should be able to handle it with great strength and integrity. I do not foresee it being difficult for you getting a card like this. I guess the only real risk with getting a card of this nature is if you're the type of person who can perhaps get a little too caught up in work, someone who puts all of your energy into work and not other areas of life, then that can be a bad thing. So watch out for that. Or someone who, and it's probably unlikely if you're watching a video or a live stream like this, but if you're someone who has a sort of the physical is all there is mentality, then that can also be a negative manifestation of this card and even of the energy of Saturn. Sticking with our new moon opposite Saturn theme, is this sort of fixation, maybe in some cases almost even obsessive fixation on what is, on the physical realm, when, if you spend any amount of time with the occult, whether it's astrology, tarot, whatever, you will learn that we don't just have the physical realm. We don't just have pentacles or coins. We also have the emotional realm with water. We have the mental realm with air. And we have the, what could we call it? Will / action / inspiration realm of fire. So that is my message to those of you who chose violet. Hello there, Tabby Cat. Welcome to the stream. Well, I think that's about it. So I hope you have enjoyed. I would say keep in mind again that this new moon being opposite Saturn, regardless of what card you got, what color you chose, we are all looking at themes of responsibility, of accepting and dealing with reality, of facing reality, of order and structure, of perhaps creating new forms. That's another thing perhaps I should have mentioned with the King of Pentacles card for those of you who got that. You may very well be quite likely to create new forms during this new moon and upcoming lunar cycle. In other words, bring into physical manifestation what you've been working on or trying to manifest or whatever. So if you want to get on Saturn's good side, my advice is don't resist these things to the best of your ability. Accept what is, work hard, stay consistent, without bulldozing yourself, though. I'm not a fan of bulldozing whatsoever, no matter what the case is. But consistency is key. Hard work is key. Discipline is key. And so if you want to find out more about that, I will leave you to do so on your own time. Just look up information about Saturn. But yes, this new moon is opposite Saturn, and so you can bet that it's going to be very much connected to the new moon itself, and this upcoming lunar cycle. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some good stuff out of this. And I should be back with more streams and maybe some videos occasionally too, based on astrology and tarot very soon, hopefully very soon. So thanks again, and have a great new moon on July 20th. Bye for now.